You're watching Enterprise Nation TV with O2 Business.
So as a small business, especially if you're a startup, there are a lot of taxes that you need to be aware of. So as soon as you start, and this is where I I've run my own business before I got into KPMG. I've set up a number of businesses and exited. And all I can say is the red tape around this bit is painful. So you get into business, the first thing you're going to think about is, am I a company? Am I a sole trader? The minute you take on your first employee, or you decide you want to be a director in the company, so you're going to draw some cash out of the company, you've got to think about payroll. You've got to pay as you earn every single month. You've got P11Ds. You've got all sorts of employee benefits and taxes. You've got national insurance you've got to deal with. The next one that you've really got to get nailed is VAT. Do you need to pay VAT? There's a threshold at the moment, so I think it's about 81,000. It may change again, but if within the year you're going to get above that amount, you then need to start doing VAT returns. If you want to claim the VAT, so let's say you're paying lots of suppliers and you have to cop out loads on VAT, the only way you can claim that back is if you register for VAT. But by default, if you register for VAT, you also then need to charge VAT onto your customers. So your VAT is a really, really important one to think about. The other one you have to think about is your year-end, your corporation tax return. So if you've got a company, then clearly you've got to pay company taxation as well at the year-end. So you've got to do a company taxation return. And then finally, you've got to think about your own personal tax. You know, what is the right split? How do I make sure I don't sort of overpay on taxes? So I'm going to take some dividends out of my business. I'm going to take some income out of my business. What's the right level? Am I taking the right reliefs? But those are the main things that you really need to deal with. Different industries also have their own tax reliefs as well that you need to consider. But those are the basics.